the first thing is the first thing. You've got to do this with God as your partner, right? Like we design, our number one task as believers is to be in relationship with God. It's not about building businesses. It's not cash flow. It's not staff. It's about being a son, a daughter of the King. And on that journey, we become more like him. So that doesn't matter whether you're in business or whether you're in government or a stay-at-home parent, right? That's the role for every single one of us. It's just that for us, it's the business journey that pushes us to be more like him, right? That's like, we live for an audience of one, and that one is not our customer. It's not our spouse. It's not our kids. It's Jesus. And that's got to be at the center of everything we do in business, right? If we don't get that right, then anything else we try and add to it is absolutely pointless. So number one, intimacy with the Lord and playing a part in establishing his government on earth. Thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. We are called to play a small part in thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven, right? That's number one. The second thing is you've got to understand spiritual warfare. It's a huge battle and it's ugly out there. And the enemy wants to take out not only every believer, but every believer that says, I want to produce wealth so I can fund projects and establish the government. Man, you're going to come under a tense attack, right? So you've got to understand what the tools of our warfare are. You've got to be able to decree a thing. You've got to be able to stand the enemy down. You've got to be able to spot the enemy on the journey, right? If you can't, and let's be honest, a lot of modern day Sunday church services don't teach us this stuff. You're going to have to learn it anyway. And there's a wonderful example of how to learn it. Like Jesus had 40 days of testing. Go and study how he handled it and start to do the same thing. But the enemy is going to want to come at you and steal your opportunities, steal your mindset, get you caught up in fear, doubt, anxiety, pressure. That's the enemy's field. And then if you actually get some level of success, the enemy changes track. Now tries to get you to fall in love with cars, girls, houses, watches, blah, blah, blah. And now tries to get you to be an ineffective believer because you're spending all your money on dumb stuff instead of advancing the kingdom. So 1 and 2, like if you don't get them right, there's really no point. Number 3, you've got to show up every day, even if you don't want to. And I'll promise you, you won't want to. I've been showing up every single day from the 19 years old to 43, and I'll show up every day from here on in because I just made a commitment. I'm showing up every day. I don't want to show up every day. Some days I can't be bothered. Some days it's all late nights. You know, I'm probably working harder now than I ever have because I've just got a bigger vision now than I've ever had. You've got to show up every day. And when you don't want to, see, fake it till you make it has become this concept of like, buy a beautiful watch and then people will think you're rich to do business with you. Rubbish. Fake it till you make it is even when I don't feel like doing it today, I'm going to come to work today. I'm going to show up today. I'm going to call those debtors that owe me money. I'm going to chase up those quotes. I'm going to do that. Right? That's number 3. So if you don't do those 3, the rest are kind of pointless, right? You got to show up every single day. Number 4, you have got to learn to pick your battles, right? With people, not the enemy. The enemy, you got to stand that thing down left, right, and center. But when it comes to people, some people will want to take advantage of you. You got to learn when to let people take advantage of you. It's quite humbling, actually. You know, you've got to know when to stand your ground and when not. I'll give an example of what I mean. If I just take our development company, right, where we're building houses, if I'm like stubborn, like no one's going to take advantage of me, then I have to spend all my time in the minute details, finding all the little discrepancies where somebody's double invoicing me or, you know, or stonewalling me or whatever. Like, but as long as I'm in the weeds, I can't be in the clouds. So for me, I'm like, I'll happily put up with a few problems in the weeds because I want to be in the clouds. So basically, I can either fight for a little gain or a big gain. And it's about working out, okay, how much are you prepared to play that game? Because for me, I'll let a few people do the wrong thing. I'll let a few discrepancies come in because actually it allowed me to chase, you know, 2 more sites, 15 buildings, blah, blah, blah. And that's going to get me a much bigger net outcome than it is if I fight for the little things, right? So you've got to learn how to pick those battles. You're going to have team members that do the wrong thing. You're going to have team members that lie to you. They're going to cheat. They're going to steal, you know, and that's just on a Monday, right? Like that's just life. you've got to learn to go, you know what? I'm not going to fight that battle, because as long as I'm fighting that battle, I can't be taking ground over here. And that's an interesting dynamic. The fifth one, this is not necessarily spiritual, but no one does anywhere near enough marketing, right? You've got to do 50 times more marketing than you ever thought possible. And here's good news. It's never been easier. You can jump on your smartphone now, start producing content like you are with the podcast and distributing it across 8 platforms that actually matter, right? And when I say marketing, I mean, you've got to be running Google ads. You've got to be running Google ads today for any business, because it's the hottest traffic you can get. You've got to be running Facebook and Instagram ads. You've got to be running TikTok ads. You've got to be running LinkedIn ads. You've got to have a website that converts. Then you've got to get out and network with people and actually go to networking events and meet people and forge relationships. Then you've got to set up strategic alliances with other people. Marketing, marketing, marketing. Never, ever, ever stop marketing. And when you get busy is the time to do twice as much marketing and not back off. Marketing, marketing, marketing is the answer to nearly all of your concerns. So I tried to cover a spectrum of really spiritual and lock it in with some super practical thing that you need to go do, but you need to do marketing and you need to invest in a good website, obviously, and you need to invest in ads, paid advertising, produce content, put it out via ads, and build awareness of your company, your brand, your product. Ultimately, the trickle-down effect will be more sales.
What's up, family? If you enjoyed this clip, click the link down below to check out the full episode of this interview, and remain blessed.